All right, Tiger Guy. I mean, Tiger Ninja, and and Night Guy here. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna be doing a little episode for you guys today. Um, Not in regards to our love child. That's Tiger Guy. But actually in regards to this new piece that I picked up. You can see that there. It's going nice and close. This is the Honshu practice training sword. Just got this out the box and gonna give it a whirl, give it a spin. This is a new polymer plastic synthetic training sword for our synthetic days, in which what we call synthetic days, where we don't use steel weapons is really it. And light gear, like what we got on here. Just some light configurations. We're gonna go give it a whirl. I'm gonna do a quick review on this bad boy. Very nice and light. One thing I noticed off the bat, especially if we're talking comparison. Now, a lot of people don't really recommend using these polymer styled weapons. But here, yeah, here's the cold steel. Hand and a half. This was, I believe, the bastard sword. And I've done a few reviews on this one. I like this one a lot. This one, however, you can see about the same length and blade. Almost the same length and crossguard and handle. Similar pommel design. The only thing that if you turn this one to the side, turn yours, you can see this one's definitely thicker. It looks like really all they did to lose the weight, I'm gonna bring it in close so you can see, is they actually angled this and grinded it down. I don't really know if that's necessarily the greatest thing. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything in our training because we use protective gear. However, I think you could potentially hurt someone with a good chop up with the edge of this. But that's definitely where they shedded the extra weight compared to like the cold steel options. Yeah. I have we have thick. Here the cold steel waster.
A little simplistic.
Yeah, real thick. So this one is said to be weighted like an actual sword, and it definitely feels that way. This is nice and light. It's said to be balanced like an actual sword, but nah, I don't really agree with that unless you like your swords with a balance point all the way up here, which to me is kind of right in the middle. And the cold steel options kind of balance the same way. Let me see on that one. What do you think of that one? I didn't really balance that one out yet since I got mine. Yeah, that one's a little bit closer to the handle, it looks like. The other thing I don't really like about this one is that's a pretty sharp point there. It was said, the same thing was said about the cold steels though, however, and the reviews that I saw when I looked those up. When they come fresh, they have a good point. This one's worn down over time.
This one too.
I grinded it down myself when I first started training with it, and then just as you're going, it kind of gets dulled out. I'll show you another fresh example of a cold steel. This is the Oboken. I did a good review on this one, but I haven't used it yet. You see how meaty this one is too, compared to the Honshu. But I'm going to be testing this one against the Honshu as well. We're going to really put the Honshu through its paces. But back to the Honshu training sword, practice broadsword. Let me just show you from Honshu Cutlery. Practice broadsword, just simple plastic packaging it came in, nothing too great. The cold steels come very similar. Another thing that I really enjoyed about this particular model is the crossguard and handle design there. Is very similar of one of my favorite training cutting swords right now that I have, and practice swords, steel sword that is the Honshu Shinwa, I believe. Broadsword. I did a good review on this one. I'm just going to show you. You can see they both have the same handle. Yeah, this is the Honshu. So let me just do a frame by frame comparison. Can you hold that for me, Tiger Ninja? Hold this one. And I'm going to show you above it. You can kind of see very similar. Let's move that in closer. So there, you can see they're very similar. In the handle design, they kind of both have that tactical, look to it. This has holes to put in some, looks like would be hex bits. Even though this doesn't have screws, this one actually has the screws for the hex
Someone
bits.
actually has them.
So I thought that was an interesting thing. You know, I can one day train with my steel sword, and you know, when I want to do lighter drills, train with the plastic sword. You know, the two aren't balanced the same. This is definitely balanced correctly like a sword. The balance point is like, let me set this down, like right over here on this one. I don't want to touch it right now. You know, get any sort of stains or rust on it. But this is definitely balanced a lot better.
Skin oils on it.
So I will say that one little negative piece of feedback about the training, the practice sword, the polymer practice sword. I'm not a big fan of the balance point, I guess. So I may end up eventually going with a nice nylon. We're looking to possibly try that. But as far as how this thing looks, once again, let me bring that by the whole thing. This thing just looks awesome. I really like the fuller. This feels like it has a very, very sturdy construction. One advantage that I will give it over the other ones I've been using, mainly the cold steels, is this is solid construction. It's not a separate piece.
Yeah.
Most of the training swords from cold steel come, and this one is loose right now. You have to push this little rubber seal here down, and that can be a bit of a pain, a bit of a process when you're you know, colliding sword to sword.
Every couple of rounds.
Yeah, the shock starts basically just shaking it right off on impact. So I think that'll really, you know, just be more convenient, you know. I don't know if that'll really give me any sort of edge or anything. Honestly, I feel with how light this thing is, this thing may or may not, you know, be able to stand up to the other training tools. Just, you know, I feel sometimes with the heavier weapon, it's a little bit easier to deliver more force. We can debate that all day. Maybe it's a form thing. But anyways, we're going to give it a try. We're going to be running it against
This puppy?
Yep,
This
that's
puppy?
the cold steel hand and a half sword. This is the cold steel Oboken. If it'll survive the Oboken, I'm pretty sure it'll survive their regular training Boken. We also have the cold steel Waster. Here we're going to run that one. The cold steel Suburito. I did a nice review on this one as well. Didn't get to show it in combat yet or use it in combat yet. So you'll get to see that soon. Stay tuned for some matches coming up very soon. And here's one of my personal favorites. This isn't cold steel. I actually don't remember who made this one. This just but it is a polymer training bow staff. Nice and tall. See that in close there? I like these little grip marks. Very, very, very sturdy. The sort of leverage you could get with a weapon like this. This is a very devastating piece.
Very durable.
However, the main focus for me today is going to be this one. Once again, that's the Honshu. All right. We're going to see how that does. Let me know what you think of this as a training piece. Let me know, you know, if you'd like to see other ones. What are your thoughts on nylon Federschwitz? I'd like to see that in the comments, you know, see what anyone with more experience thinks. I've heard that they have, you know, much better qualities as far as being more similar to actual swords. In the balance, I believe most of them come with a steel hilt design, crossguard and handle versus the polymer plastics. But I don't know if they're as strong. I do know one thing I favor about these things very much. Even though they definitely, you know, you feel them when you get hit, they're virtually indestructible. I mean, especially for training. There's not anything I could do out there that's really going to break these that I could see myself or Tiger Ninja pulling off. Anyways, let me know what you think. What do you think of this one so far?
It looks nice. It looks nice. Handles well. It seems, or at least it feels well in the hand. I'm looking forward to seeing the durability of this.
Yeah.
This here crossguard.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't snap off. Yeah, it has a nice little, you know, indentation in there. Kind of comes in.
It looks nice. It looks nice. The design is perfect. You know. I know this grip design is going to be perfect for how ergonomic the grip will be.
Yeah, I think that'll be very well usage. Hopefully this doesn't snap off. That's one thing I think might happen. We'll see if I'm proven wrong. You know, if these, I've had a former...
Against this thing, probably. Against the Navy sword, maybe not.
Yeah, I've had former training weapons where the crossguard did snap off. They were a little bit thinner. But they were a little bit cheaper made. You know, they're more like a rubbery plastic. I got another one of those coming in. I like
this one
messing around
definitely
with
doesn't
those.
strike me as cheap.
Yeah, no, not at all. You know, maybe even
It's
get a
nice.
good murder stroke. All right. Anyways, it's about time for us to get out there and do some training. Let us know what you think. Please enjoy the training videos coming up. Always train safe and you know, keep training. We'll see you out there on the field.